What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I'm going to focus in on the Dallas Stars 2016-2017 season and what to expect from Texas' team during the 16-17 season. Obviously, anything with Dallas begins and ends with their dynamic duo of Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin. And Seguin left the World Cup camp early with a leg injury. According to them, he'll be ready to go for the start of the season. We'll find out. Obviously, played through a serious injury in one of the games. Was it game 2 or game 3 against Minnesota? Had that Achilles injury, pushed himself back, and only got in that one playoff game. So that's something that, if there's a possibility of it being a recurring necking injury, let him sit out and then kind of go from there. So, we'll see what goes on with Seguin. And with Ben, he's coming off off-season surgery. So, we'll see how ready he is for the start of the season. But by all accounts, he's ready to kick some ass this year. So we'll see. I don't know what else more needs to be said with Jamie Benn. 41 goals last year. Won the Art Ross the year before. I mean, he's one of the truly elite forwards in the game, and obviously so is Seguin. But they're both pretty good. If you could have two players to build a franchise around, those are two good ones. Jason Spezza actually kind of threw back the clock a little bit last year. Had a very good playoff run with them, and with Seguin out of the lineup, really became their second fiddle guy to Ben, if you will, and performed admirably. I mean, it's easy to forget how good of a player Jason Spezza is sometimes, and I think a lot of people forgot that when he was in Ottawa too. Where he took a lot of flack when he's in Canada's capital, and he's kind of flying under the radar in Dallas with this nucleus. But guys like him, Hemsky, Patrick Sharp, I mean, that's a good second unit to have and to complement your big guns. So we'll see what kind of steps the veteran second line takes. They obviously lost Alex. Actually, don't talk about defense in a minute. Let's just go through the forwards. I really like Antoine Roussell's game. He's just a pain in the ass kind of piece of shit out there that he just gets under your skin. It reminds me, I mean, maybe it's a lazy comparison, reminds me a lot of Brad Marchand in that regard. Not all pests are created equal, but if you can have a pest that get you double-digit goals and really just infuriate the shit out of your opponent, then I think Marchand's more polished offensively. No shit, but we'll see what kind of steps forward he takes this season. I like Cody Eakin a lot. Been a fan of his since the WJC days. They made a really good deal trading for him 4 years ago, giving up the immortal Mike Ribeiro for him. So again, Jim Nill. Big Jim knows what he's doing. The other guys look forward to that. Janmark had a pretty good year last year, and we'll see what happens with if Brett Ritchie stays healthy. They also acquired Yuri Hudler, and I think Hudler will be. I actually forgot about that because Hudler signed so late for agency. You look at where Hudler slides in. I mean, do you bump Sharp off the Spezza line, and then put Sharp on your third line? That's a possibility. I mean, I think Hudler's a guy that's proven needs to play in your top six to be effective. You're playing with Ben and Seguin. I think those three and then the aforementioned second unit, it's a pretty good top six, if I do say so myself. So, again, forward core very good. I think the Russian kid's going to be pushing for a spot. Gurianov, I don't know. What they think of him, but he gives you some size up front, and that's always a good thing for a team that can use it. Speaking of big Russian kids, Valery Nikushkin still unsigned. I'd start hitting the panic button right about now, even though the regression with him in the last few years has been as evident as it can be. And final forward I want to dish on, Radek Faksa. They took a lot of shit. They reached to draft him in 2012, and it's always kind of like that devil's advocate of so-and-so after him has done this, and it goes without saying that he took his time to develop, although 22-year-old first-round pick coming in his own isn't really breaking news. It's taking a minute to get his shit together, but he's emerged as a solid middle six forward, and I think he's going to continue that this season with the Stars. He's a guy I want to keep an eye on over the course of the season. On defense, made some acquisitions. They signed Dan Hamhuis, who wouldn't accept a trade there in February. And obviously they lost Alex Goligoski. So that's kind of a... Is Goligoski a little bit better of an offensive player? Yeah, he's a lot better offensively, but Hughes gives you something on defense that I think that they were lacking. You know, a more stable, veteran, steadying presence back there. You know, as much as you're going to miss Goligoski's offensive productivity, you know, Klingberg's the real deal. I don't got to get into details about that. And, you know, maybe some of the younger guys can take some steps forward and alleviate some of the pressure on, you know, Klingberg. So that's going to be, you know, something to keep an eye on. I think on the power play because, you know, I mean, I don't know who else. Klingberg's going to play the power play. Hughes is going to be in your second unit. So, you know, have a forward, use your surplus of forward depth to, you know, put a forward on the point in the power play. I think that'll be something Lindy Ruff does, you know, take advantage of what he has. But, you know, defensively, this team's going to be a lot more solid than it was at times last year. I really like what I saw from Stephen Johns last year. I liked what I saw from him when he was with the U.S. development team. I liked what I saw from him when he was at Notre Dame. And, you know, he's continuing to kick some ass in the NHL. So that's pretty good. Johnny Oduya, excellent steadying force on defense. Yeah, he came in Hughes, split up. Will kind of give you the same thing in different pairings. Jamie Alexia, you know, he's taking some shit at home, I'm sure, at the dinner table because, you know, Sisters won all these Olympic medals and he really hasn't established himself as a full-time NHL yet. So, you know, he gives you that. If he can take some steps forward, you're gonna have a 6'7" behemoth back there. That's something too that I think that they'd like to have. So, you know, a lot of these younger guys, and I said it with Faxa and, you know, obviously with Alexiak, you know, taking that next step is huge, both on the individual level and then on a wider level because, you know, if they're playing better, then the team's, you know, got another bullet in the chamber, so to speak. So, and rounding out Jordy Ben, I mean, you know, he's only on the team because his brother's the best player. Just kidding, but you know, he's a solid veteran, steady presence on defense too. Nice physical force. I think him and Johns over the course of the season could be the Bruise brothers go to Texas, the Bash brothers. So that's that goaltending position. I don't know what you want me to say. It's a nightmare. Kerry Lightning is mediocre. Antti Niemi is mediocre. So, you know, I think if they can move one of those contracts and acquire Ben Bishop as a rental type from Tampa, that's what Jim Miller would do. But see what happens. Dallas, definitely a contender in the Western Conference. It goes without saying. I think they'll go as far as a goaltender will take them, which right now won't take them very far. But Jim Nill is one of those. Jim Nill acquired Tyler Seguin and Jason Spezza within a year of each other without giving up a first-round pick in either transaction. So, if there's one guy that I think can improve his goaltending, it's Jim Nill, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's all I got in this episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the off-season and beyond. Later, guys.